Hi, how's everybody doing today? I'm back. um, so I want to go ahead and have a lunch date with you guys and just kind of catch up with everything that's been going on in the past couple of weeks. I guess I don't even remember how long it's been the last time that I posted on YouTube, but I'm very happy that I'm able to post again. Today I'm off from work. They do have me working 6 days this week, and then I'm not sure about next week. Maybe next week it'll be the same way as well. But I want to cry because these are just tears of joy because I'm happy that I'm back, and it's been a rough couple of weeks. I do gotta say it's been a rough couple of weeks, and there were moments where I was praying a lot, and there were moments where I was, at the brink of losing my mind. There were points where I was I don't know, I just had to hold on some hope. I just had to have hope and just keep up moving because it's hard. Even when you come back, when you go back to work. Because my mom had been out for a while. She had been out sick for a while. Before that, my brother was out sick, and he got home. But when he got home, that's when my mom got sick, and she had to go to the hospital. And so I was out of work for a while, and just because my mom needed a lot of attention, and she wasn't speaking, she wasn't eating, she kept falling, she wouldn't remember a lot of things, and it got to the point where she caught COVID. Her and my dad caught COVID. We don't live in the same household, but her and my dad caught COVID. My dad found out first that he got it, and then when my mom was in the hospital, we called the hospital. We told them that she had COVID, or that to test her to see if she had COVID because my dad had COVID. So everybody at my dad's house got sick. My brothers, I had two brothers. I have two brothers. Oh, thank God. I still say that I have two brothers right now. I still have my family. I'm very blessed. And yes, so it did take some time away from me from going to work because I was just worried about what was going to happen. And I had to go back to work after maybe a week of being off. I had to go back to work, and I had to I had to pull through. I had to do something to pull through because I didn't have any income coming in. I had to use my credit cards. And so I feel like this is a video, that was a long time coming, for why I was out and why I have not posted videos. But I'm not sure when I'll post this video or when this video will go up. This video might go up after some videos I might do before this video. But this is the first video I've posted in since I've been out. So this is my first posting. So if this comes out after some videos I've already posted, and I'm all happy and giddy, and it's because I am happy and giddy because I made it through. I made it through. When you think that this year was going to get any better, there was a way of the year to tell you, to bring you down. There was a way of the year to just kind of push you down, push you back. But as long as you have that hope and faith that things will turn out for the best or turn out better than what you're going through now, that's all that matters. And that's all that matters in your heart. That's all that matters, really, because that's the outcome of my story. This is the outcome of what I went through. So both parents had COVID. My dad was able to stay at home. He has a pacemaker, so He didn't have to go to the hospital, which was a blessing. He didn't have to go to the hospital. He didn't have any breathing complications. All he had was just a fever, chills, and a cough. And his asthma was irritating him a lot as well. My mother, on the other hand, I think she was more of a she was better at coping with COVID. I'm not coping, but I mean she was getting better. She was a better warrior, I should say, with the COVID, because she was already at the hospital, so she was already getting care from the hospital. She didn't have to get on the ventilator or anything like that, which was a blessing also as well. She didn't have to get on the ventilator. She didn't have any breathing problems. I'm not sure if she had a fever or not, because when she went, initially we took her in because she was falling. She was confused. She wasn't speaking, her sentences didn't make sense. She wasn't speaking, her mind, like she wasn't in her right mind. So that's initially the reason why we took her in to the hospital. And then it turns out that she had COVID when my dad found out he had COVID. But at the initial time of admitting her to the hospital, she didn't have fever either. So she had no fever. All she had was just a runny nose and maybe just a small cough. But that was it. She didn't have any other symptoms. So maybe she was an asymptomatic person, because the whole time that she was at the hospital, she was fine. She didn't have any complications. She didn't have to go on the ventilator. The only problem that she is struggling with right now is with her mind. And this is why I'm doing this video, because it's very important that we all, be aware of being healthy. And I need to make a change, and it's hard. But I'm working on that. I am working on trying to make a change and trying to, be better in my health. There was a time that I went weeks without having to eat any sweets. I love to eat sweets almost every single day. I'm noticing that I'm getting back into the habit of doing that, and I'm not gonna, I'm just not gonna do it anymore. I just have to catch myself. I just have to make sure that I don't slip up and go back to my old habits. With what I went through, it does pull a toll on you, as far as like looking at life and just cherishing every moment that you have with your family, with anybody in your life, because one day that person can be with you, and the next day that person can be gone. And that's what was going on with me and my mom. My mom, she's in the hospital, wasn't speaking, wasn't aware of anything that was going on. Her eyes were open, but she wasn't speaking. Like I said, she wasn't talking, she wasn't walking. She was just laying there in the bed like a vegetable. And so that really, puts life into perspective of like what is important what is important to you in your life. And to me, when I saw that, when that happened, when everything that was going on with my family, that was my main area of realizing, or not realizing, but that was my main area of taking a step back and looking at and that was the importance of my life. My family was the importance of my life, in a way that I missed my mom. I missed telling her that I loved her. I missed holding her. I missed giving her hugs. I missed giving her kisses. And that's what puts a toll on you whenever you have a sick family member and you don't have that chance or the opportunity to even see them again. And that's what I was going through, because we weren't able to see our mom. She wasn't there, really. She wasn't going to remember us. And so it was hard. There were nights where I cried myself to sleep. where I would just cry. I'd lay in bed and cry and cry and cry and cry. You know, and not only for that, but also for my dad, because my dad also had a hard coping. You know, he had a hard time trying to cope with my mom's illness. At the hospital, he would look back at old journals that my mom would write down, and he'd start crying. And my mom had two journals, and my dad were able to. My dad read one journal one day, and then he read another different journal that came from my mom. That was from my mom, and he said, "Your mom had two journals," and I had no idea what she wrote in those journals. He said it made him cry. It brought him to tears, and so just hearing my dad say that made me want to cry. Made me cry. It actually made me cry, because you don't feel the impact unless I don't know if it's because I love my parents so much and I'm real close to my parents, that whatever impacts my dad or whatever impacts my mom, I feel it as well. You know, when you think you're not going to cry, or when you think you're just there to listen, and when you hear them cry to you, when you hear them busting out into tears, busting out crying, when they talk about, their experience, when they see something, or, they read something of a loved one that's in the hospital, it brings you to tears. It brought me to tears. It brought me to tears. And so not only was I sad for having mom in the hospital and crying, nights crying over that, because I missed her so much and I wanted to be with her so bad. And then hearing my dad, just talking to me like regular, just like how I'm talking to you guys, just talking normal, and all of a sudden just busting out crying with tears, from just looking at my mom's things at the house, and him just thinking about her, it made me cry, So I was dealing with that, and then my two brothers were sick as well. My other brother, he did take on the illness like a pro, like a warrior. He didn't complain not once. He did not call me to tell me I'm feeling sick, I'm very bad. He didn't have to go to the hospital. Not either. Neither one of my brothers had to go to the hospital. But with the way my brother sounded, he sounded really congested and really congested. And I felt for him. I felt so bad for him, because could you imagine being congested? So congested to the point where you sound so different over the phone. You don't sound like the same person anymore. You sound different. You don't sound the same. But he had his head up. He would tell me, "I'm doing fine. I'm okay." He goes, "I'm just having a cough and just mucus, and I was thinking to myself, how could you be so calm, how could you be so calm with everything that's going on, with what's going on with you? You're congested, I think he was taking cough medicine, you have a cough, and I'm not sure if he had a fever. I can't remember if he said he had a fever or not, but some people, I just gotta say that I'm very blessed. And some people don't make it through COVID. And we're still not out of the water, because even after my father tested negative for COVID after trying to get better, trying to recover, he went back, he got tested negative. You still not out of the water, because even though he even got his vaccine, his COVID vaccine, and he still got sick, you're still not out of the water because it can still come back. You can still catch it. And that's what's scary. That's what's scary with COVID, is that you can catch it at any moment, any time, if you're not careful, if you don't wash your hands, if you don't keep your distance from people around you. So I do stress a lot, please, 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 you know, keep your distance, make sure you're wearing your masks, make sure you encourage others to wear masks, you know, in a nice way, you know, in a nice positive way. Wash your hands on a regular basis. Don't get too close to people, because now there's people that don't wear masks. Now it's optional that they don't have to wear masks, but you're not a superhuman, you know. You're not superhuman. You're gonna get sick. So that's why I stress that, you know, always be protective. Always be protected. Wear your mask, at least your mask. I know some people, I would say, go to the extreme of wearing gloves, but I know that's to the extreme, but some still do, and that's very good, you know. As long as you wash your hands, sanitize your hands, you have Lysol, you know, disinfect your house, anything you can to prevent yourself from catching COVID, because COVID is no joke. COVID is no joke. It is not a walk in the park either. It's not something you'd want to wish upon your own worst enemy. You do not want to wish this upon your own worst enemy. You know, no matter how much you hate this person, or how much this person hated you or treated you, it's not something you'd want anybody to get. No. So yes, so I do stress, you know, that everybody, you know, takes care of themselves, you know, when it comes to COVID. So that's it. That's everything I had to share with you guys. I didn't even get a chance to take a bite of my food, but I felt like I needed to, you know, talk to you guys, bring this out maybe on a Wellness Wednesday. I guess I can show you what I got to eat. And I'm trying to eat better. I have an egg roll. I got this from this place by my house called Tommy's Choice, and it used to be called Timmy Chan, and they got closed down, and so now Tommy's Choice took over, and their food was the best. It was the greatest Chinese food place that I've had food from. I haven't had Chinese food in several years, and I feel like I want, you know, I want Chinese food. So I have egg roll. I have one egg roll. I love this pepper. I love this pepper sauce, or I don't know what you call it, chili sauce, pepper sauce that they give you. It has seeds in it. I love to eat this with like the wings they serve, or with their fried rice. I like to eat that. I like to pour that on there. So I got that. Let's see what else I got with it. And then also like the cheese puffs. They're the ones that have the cheese filling inside. I got those. So that's what I'll be eating. Of course, I'm not gonna eat all this all at once. This is gonna I'm gonna spread it out from lunch to dinner, you know, so that I can have some I'll have some tonight for dinner. Then we have the sweet and sour sauce, which is the red sauce that they give you whenever you see that. Whenever they give you egg rolls, they give you like that sweet and sour sauce. I'm not really too fond of that sauce, but it's okay when I eat it with egg rolls. I just don't eat too much of it. I really don't like it as much. And I also got me some vegetable fried rice. So we got vegetable fried rice, which is good because we have vegetables, and we got rice, even though it's fried. But that is what I'll be having for lunch. And Sorry I wasn't able to eat with you guys, but I just felt like I needed to get this out, and I didn't want this video to go too long either. As far as my dad goes, I think I mentioned that he went back to get tested and he came out negative, so my dad doesn't have COVID anymore. And then my two brothers, well, they're recovering. I think they're getting better. I asked my dad. My dad says that they're doing a lot better. So I'm sure that as soon as whatever symptoms they may be experiencing now and they subside, they're going to be negative as well. My mom, on the other hand, it's, you know, I got a chance to talk to her today, like I mentioned, and she still needs some work for her to get better, and I'll be praying a lot, and you know, having hopes, you know, high hopes, and not, you know, not letting any of this situations that have been going on in my life, you know, get the best of me, because they can. Yeah, it's okay to cry. There were nights that I cried myself, not to sleep, but just cried, just thinking about everything that's been going on with my family. And then at work, you have, you know, you have bosses that sometimes, you know, they're kind of hard on you, even though you are going through something. They either forget, or they don't care, or all they think about is just making sure they just want to run the business. That's all they want to do, is just run the business, and they don't care if what they say or they yell at you hurts you or it slips their mind. They're not very sympathetic, I guess I should say, you know, with their employees, when it comes to work and business. So I don't know, I should understand that, because, you know, the general manager, the boss, you know, is trying to run the business, but at the same time, you know, I would feel, you know, you'd be sympathetic towards the ones that are sick, you know, or who are going through a lot of stuff, who are going through things at home, who have deaths in their family, you know. They do allow you to go home. There was this one time where I felt like, I mean, they do understand where you feel like you need to be at home and you need to take care of, you know, your personal business with your family or yourself if you have a personal issue. They do understand that. They do understand, and they would let you off work. I don't know what else to say about my job. I just want to say is that I'm just fortunate that I'm working. You know, I'm just happy that I have a job, and I am moving forward into getting a promotion. So that's still in place, and I'm still working on that. So that's really pretty much what I would say about my job. What else can I say? So yeah, so just stay tuned to more of my videos later on this week. I'm not sure when I'll upload another video, because like I said, I've been working 6 days a week, and hopefully they'll give me back my 2 days off, so I can do more videos, give you more content, and, you know, show you more, you know, more content on video, you know, put out more videos so you can watch my channel. I miss you guys. I miss you guys a lot. And yeah, so I was going through a lot, so I apologize. You know, I didn't post a lot of videos. There was something going on, you know, in my life, and I just didn't want to post it on Instagram. I didn't want to post anything on Instagram, you know, talking about it was just so much what, you know, it was just so much what I was going through that I just didn't feel to put anything on Instagram. I just kind of kept it to myself, you know, and just kind of go through what I needed to go through, and then when I was ready to come back on, I'd come back on. So I thank you for watching. Thank you for, you know, taking the time and listening to what I had to tell you and why I was out for a while. And I'm glad that we had this conversation, and I hope to see you in my next video. I love you, my gems. Y'all be safe, okay? Take care. Bye.